For Fiosa Miosa, 2011 was all about building relationships. It was also a year of incredible accomplishments. We worked with more employers to build their safety programs, expanded the number of industries we serve, developed our communications network, and built our profile as industry leaders in health and safety.
Well, in 2011, we positioned ourselves in a way that would engage more companies and industry leaders in our organization. We invited them to join us in our mission to foster commitment amongst BC employers and to improve workplace health and safety. And you know, the statistics show that we're moving in the right direction.
In 2008, the food and beverage processing subsector had an injury rate of 7.1, while in the manufacturing sector as a whole the rate was 4.6. This organization was founded to help employers build effective health and safety programs to reduce the unacceptable rate of injury. As a result, the most recent statistics show that in 2010, the injury rate in the food and beverage subsector dropped significantly from 7.1 to 4.8. More than $8 million in savings have been achieved in our industry as a result.
We are making significant progress thanks to the efforts made by our industry to build effective health and safety programs to protect workers.
Late in 2010, we expanded our involvement with industry in BC by adding elements of the manufacturing industry to the list of companies we serve. The name change and rebranding of the organization to Fiosa Miosa was successful, and our brand is now recognized throughout BC and beyond.
The expansion to manufacturing increased the number of clients we serve from 1,200 to over 2,200. The relationship building we accomplished with our new clients was one of the major milestones of 2011. With over 450 on-site consultations, we increased our presence and impact on the industries we serve. This was a significant achievement. As a result, we were able to meet with more new clients and recall many more. Our on-site presence enabled us to introduce ourselves and make the case for health and safety, face-to-face with our clients. More companies took advantage of our services, tools, resources, and programs, and we had a direct impact on health and safety at more companies and with more workers.
One of our goals for 2011 was to identify and assist those of our clients who would benefit most from our services. Our Hitting the Spot strategy identified the 20 companies facing the largest challenges. Through the gap analysis process, specialized assessments, and direct one-on-one consulting, we were able to help companies start the process towards becoming a safer workplace. These companies were introduced to our resources, services, and products, and we informed them about the training we provide. Most have responded positively, and we are moving those relationships forward in 2012.
The Synergy program continued to grow in 2011. Through Synergy, we support effective practical development and implementation of health and safety management systems within participating companies. Through this program, companies are able to develop a shared learning network of peers. The first cycle of Synergy participants graduated in 2011, and many have achieved OSSE certification as a result. A number of new safety tools were developed and are now being used by our safety advisors and our clients, including Joint Health and Safety Committee Model, Confined Spaces Entry Model, Safety Culture Tool, Safety Management System, the new GAP for small employers, and over 50 updated versions of our fact sheets to add to our existing resources for employers. Other aspects of the OHS advisory program, such as our new made-to-measure on-site training, proved very popular with industry in 2011 and will continue to play an integral role in our growth in 2012. Made-to-measure training is developed and customized to meet the needs of the employer and will play an integral role in the growth of our training initiatives moving forward. In 2011, we were able to have a bigger impact on more companies through the Certificate of Recognition program, also known as CORE.
The Certificate of Recognition program, or CORE, has now been rebranded to Occupational Safety Standard of Excellence, or OSI. This program continues to be one of our primary connections with industry during 2011, and we have successfully increased the number of participants engaged in the certification process, and we continue to build relationships with our industry as a result. The transition from CORE to Occupational Standard of Excellence, or OSI as we call it, was planned in 2011, and all necessary changes and adjustments to the existing materials and resources were completed at the beginning of 2012. The OC program and the rebranding communication plan was successfully rolled out in the first 4 months of 2012.
One of our more ambitious plans for reaching out and building important new relationships occurred in the fall of 2011. On October 27th, 22 industry leaders signed and launched the Leading Performance BC Health and Safety Charter and began the 150 at 2015 initiative, a program designed to have a minimum of 150 signatures on the charter by 2015.
The conference has allowed us to build relationships with some of BC's most recognized corporate leaders, provincial and national occupational health and safety organizations, and mainstream media in Vancouver and rural BC, where many of our members are located. From the conference, an action plan was developed by the Charter signatories in February of 2012. The action plan outlines the tasks defined over the next 3 years to help drive the culture change from the top. The connections made through the promotion of the conference and the Charter have led to new relationships with local and national, international occupational health and safety organizations, and media who can help us achieve our objectives.
Responding to the vision of Board of Directors and the challenge of building new relationships, we added some new faces to the Fiosa Miosa team in 2011. Aaron Laxton was hired to manage the OSSE program in 2011 and has continued to build on the success of the program. Aaron has relied heavily on Rolene Bukes, who as OSSE Administrator has expanded her role to Program and Events Associate. Under the leadership of Director of Services and Operations, Henrik Bukes, our safety advisors, Terry Thomas, Lauren Gossick, and Andrew McKenzie took our message of health and safety to more than 450 companies, both small and large. Together, the Safety Advisor team leads the health and safety advisory services and development of tools and resources for the manufacturing industry. With the growing demands for creative marketing, new published materials, and a media strategy, our graphic designer, Aldo Garza, continued to lead the creative team, and Mike Archer was hired as our writer and media associate. Jane Eckersley has taken on new responsibilities, providing quality control for the finished products. A major expansion of our training initiatives was planned in 2011, and the decision to offer online learning created the need for a full-time training and resource development advisor. Our 2011 job search yielded the newest member of the team, Wayne Chasson, who was hired and is now developing the FM Learning Center, expected to be complete by the end of 2012. Along with our expansion to serve the manufacturing industry came new responsibilities for our Board of Directors. The Manufacturers Technical Advisory Committee, MTAC, was added to the committee structure in 2011, which now includes the Safety Program Advisory Committee, the Financial Audit Committee, the Executive Committee, the Nominations Committee. 2 new board members were added representing the manufacturing side of the organization, and the board's vision of relationship building was what drove the efforts of the staff in 2011. Derek Weens, who has served as board chair for 3 years and led us to where we now stand, retired as chair at the end of 2011 to be replaced by Deneen Skilling in 2012. Derek's timeless commitment and advocacy for health and safety has been an example to board members and staff alike.
Our partnerships with the Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters Association and WorkSafe BC were expanded in 2011, and close working relationships with other safety associations, such as the Canadian Society of Safety Engineers, helped expand our presence in BC and have a larger impact in the world of occupational health and safety. Lauren Gossick is a representative on the CSSE's new Fraser Valley's chapter, and he ensured we had a large presence at their inaugural meeting in January. The assistance and support of our partners with the BC Food Processors Association, as always, has been much appreciated, and the unflagging support of our friends at the Wine and Grape Council has helped to open new doors. Sandra Oldfield of Tinhorn Creek Winery has been an invaluable advocate in health and safety, not only achieving OC certification and inviting us to put on a workshop at Tinhorn Creek, but in being one of the driving forces behind the BC Health and Safety Leadership Charter. Once again, in 2012, we worked with the Small Scale Food Processors Association and the Food Processors HR Council to work together when mutual partnership opportunities drove our missions ahead.
Fiosa Miosa took on a lot in 2011. As a result, an enormous amount was accomplished. We have a talented and solid team in place, and the tools, resources, and mechanisms to be able to reach out to even more individuals, companies, and industries.
Did you know that in 2011, our safety advisors traveled more than 34,000 kilometers to meet with individual companies, to build new relationships and to deliver our vision? That's nearly once around the world. From the advisory team's record number of visits to the increased participation in OC and Synergy, all of the efforts were driven by our guiding principle of building and strengthening relationships. So not only did the number of individual companies we met rise significantly in 2011, so did the reach of our message through new partnerships, initiatives, and a higher visibility. So for example, we held the CEO conference in Vancouver last fall, and at that time we launched the BC Health and Safety Charter. That was the beginning of a new chapter in health and safety in British Columbia, and thanks to the leadership of some very committed people, the Charter is now gaining national and even international attention.
As we move forward with our plans for 2012, many of the accomplishments of 2011, like the Charter and many other initiatives, will broaden the number and kind of services we offer and enable us to affect more companies, communities, and workers across BC.